Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Shifa Zulaifa Azahra, and today I would like to do a presentation about the big three of Islamic empires. Introduction. Ottoman Empire, Safavid Dynasty, and Mughal Empire have their own important role. From the 13th to the 20th century, three major Islamic empires, which is the Ottoman Empire in Anatolia, the Safavid dynasty in Persia, and the Mughal Empire in India flourished and extended their influence across Asia, the Middle East, and parts of Europe, playing significant roles in the growth of and development of Islam. These three great empires made enormous contribution to Islamic civilization and the world as a whole. Their historical trajectories reflect long struggles to maintain and expand powers, and showcase reform efforts that had far-reaching effects. Through their achievement in fields such as politics, art, architecture, science, and religion, they left a legacy that endures to this day. Each empire had unique characteristics that reflected the culture and tradition of its region, while still showing unity in the spirit of Islam. Their influence was not only limited to the Islamic world, but also spread to the other parts of the world, leaving a profound impact on the global history. To this day, the cultural and the religious legacies of the three empires can still be found in the tradition, arts, and institutions of various countries. Their journey is testament to the importance of innovation and tolerance in building a sustainable civilization. First, Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire, as known as Turki Usmani, was formed at the end of 13th century by Osman Ghazi. The Ottoman Empire, also known as Turki Usmani, was established in the late 13th century by Osman Ghazi. This empire reached its peak during the 16th and 17th centuries and is renowned for its efficient administrative system, religious tolerance, and significant contributions to art and science. The decline. The decline of the Ottoman Empire was initiated after its defeat in World War I, which is 1914 and 1918. The Ottoman Empire began to decline following its defeat in World War I, which is in 1914 until the 1918, which led to the empire's division and growing demands for the independence. Mustafa Kemal spearheaded the nationalist movement, and in 1923, after the Turkish War of Independence, he established the Republic of Turkey. As its first president, Mustafa Kemal implemented extensive reforms to modernize the country, shaping it into a secular and nationalist state.
Mustafa Kemal Atatürk dikenal sebagai bapak bangsa Turki, namun dia juga dikenal sebagai sosok yang kontroversial karena disebut sebagai sebab hancurnya Kekaisaran Ottoman. Atatürk menjabat sebagai presiden pertama Turki dari tahun 1923 hingga kematiannya pada tahun 1938. Dalam perjalanannya, dia melaksanakan reformasi yang dengan cepat membuat negara tersebut menjadi sekularisasi dan westernisasi.
There's some decline factor, which is military defeat, corruption, and instability, and industrial revolution, and lastly, World War I. The Safavid dynasty. The Safavid dynasty, also known as Safawi, was founded in 1501 in the city of Tabriz, Persia, by Shah Ismail I, who ruled from the 1501 to 1524. Its roots trace back to the Safavid order, a movement established by Shafi al-Din in 1252 until 1334 in Ardabil, Azerbaijan. Initially a Sufi movement, it later embraced Shiism as a response of the Mongol invasion of Azerbaijan. The dynastic heyday of the Safavid dynasty reached its peak during the reign of Shah Abbas I, which was between 1587 until 1629 Anno Domini. During this period, the Safavid Empire experienced progress in various fields such as politics, economy, education, science, and architecture. There's the origin of dynastic decline, which is the lack of attention of the leaders after Shah Abbas I to the progress of the government and the people. And then there's upheaval between the Shia and the Sunni Islamic groups, and then constant conflict with the Ottoman Turks, and then weakening of the well-organized political structure, pressure from neighboring powers, and then there's economic crisis involving changes in the kingdom's trade and finance.
One of Suleiman's greatest rivals was to the east, the empire of the Persian Safavids. This was a Muslim enemy whose rival creed made them fierce antagonists of the Ottomans for centuries.
The Safavids were also Turkic in their ethnic origins, and indeed spoke Turkish as a language of daily life. But they were moving into the Muslim world, unlike the Ottomans who were moving into the West.
Mughal dynasty and formation of Bangladesh. The Mughal dynasty was founded by Babur, a descendant of Timur Lenk and Genghis Khan, born in Fergana, which is in Central Asia. In 1526, Babur defeated Sultan Ibrahim Lodi in the First Battle of Panipat, marking the establishment of the Mughal Empire in India. This battle is regarded as the starting point of the Mughal dynasty.
Babur adalah pendiri Kekaisaran Mughal di India. Dia membangun kerajaan yang bertahan lama meliputi sebagian besar wilayah India hingga tahun 1868 dan terus membentuk budaya India hingga hari ini. Babur sendiri berdarah bangsawan dari pihak ayahnya, Demir Farghana, seorang Timurid, Turki Persia. Sementara itu, dari pihak ibunya, Kotak Nigar Hanum adalah putri Raja Mokul Yunus Han keturunan Jenghis Khan. Zahir Uddin Muhammad, dijuluki Babur atau Singa, lahir dalam keluarga kerajaan Timurid di Andijan, sekarang di Uzbekistan pada tanggal 14 Februari tahun 1483. Pada saat Babur lahir, keturunan Mongol yang tersisa di Asia Tengah bagian barat telah menikah dengan bangsa Turki dan Persia dan berasimilasi dengan budaya lokal.
The dynastic heyday of the Mughal dynasty reached its peak in the 17th century under the rule of prominent emperors such as Akbar in 1556 until 1606, Jahangir in 1605 until 1627, and his consort Nur Jahan, and there is Shah Jahan in 1628 until 1658, and then Aurangzeb in 1659 until 1707. Bangladesh. In August 1947, India was partitioned into two countries, which is Pakistan and India. And then, with Pakistan divided into two regions, which is West Pakistan and East Pakistan. This content in East Pakistan escalated into conflict, culminating in a declaration of independence and a civil war in 1971. To suppress the resistance, West Pakistan launched Operation Searchlight, resulting in a large refugee crisis and prompting Indian intervention in support of East Pakistan independence struggle, which ultimately led to the creation of Bangladesh. In conclusion, the victory of Islamic empires flourished and extended their influence across the Asia, the Middle East, and parts of Europe, playing the significant roles in the growth and development of Islam. So, that's it. for the presentation about the victory of Islamic empires. I'm sorry if there's any mistake in my presentation because I'm a human being as well. I'll end it here. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.